Right. Okay. So for those of us joining, Nicoletta has a giveaway for one of you lucky watchers. I'm not going to tell you the hashtag yet because that means that you'll just put it in and only watch 30 seconds of the video. You'll have to wait, but it will be introduced from time to time. So, Nicoletta, without further ado, let's get this party started. Can you tell the people watching what you do for a business?
I can, and I'm happy to share it. I help people transform something that's important to them in their life. I help them create something and step into a goal that seemed out of reach, and get the results that they want so that they can be excited, so they can have more money, they can have more freedom, and they can have more impact in life. So that is what I get to create with my business.
Wow, that sounds pretty superhuman. So okay, it's like okay. So you're so you're like, so I suppose the superhero for people who need someone to help them get to where they need to get to.
Oh, I like that. I haven't been called a superhero yet, but I work with people whom I call unhappily successful. You know, when you've got everything and everybody says, but Nigel, you should be happy. And people say, you know I have this and I have this, but there's something on the inside that says I'm not there. It's something's not fulfilled. And so, I help them discover and step out of that. And I do that through coaching. I do that through speaking and workshops. And so I don't know if it's superhuman, but it's super cool that I'm able to be in that space to help them create those shifts.
That's fantastic, because you are right. I mean, I remember reading recently from one of the people I follow, and he was talking about the problem for a lot of business owners and successful business owners is there's no stop, is there? There's no like, well, I've got here, so I'm there. It's like, I've got here, now where can I go? And do you think that's down to the way society's kind of built, in that we've always got to have more profit, more money, more, I mean, is that the thing? Is I think Bob Marley put it right. He said, money is numbers never end. If all you want is money, you'll never be happy. I mean, is this where we're at? Are we the kind of people?
That's a great way of putting it. It's not, I think it's the more, and then people, when they're growing their business, they're so busy building their business, which is fantastic, but they don't realize that when you build your business grows. You have to grow with it. Your mindset has to grow with it, because you need a different mindset if you're managing 10 people than when you're just managing yourself. And of course, most people are so busy doing stuff in their business, especially when they're first starting out. They're busy doing everything, but then that's not sustainable. And there's always a catch, because if you're so busy in your business, guess what? You are neglecting probably your health or your significant relationships. And when that stuff goes out of whack, that has an impact on your business too. So it's the word more. I want more, and not realizing like your mindset has to grow with more. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up. So I think that's the catch. And nobody tells you that. There are tons of courses on how to leverage, how to grow, and which is fabulous. But nobody tells you that the key to success isn't just more doing, it's more being. And the more beingness, that takes a little bit more than just downloading something onto your computer. It really takes work.
Absolutely. So powerful. And I mean, I imagine there's a lot of people who are watching now or who will be watching later on who this will really, really resonate with. So what inspired you to start this business? I mean, why
so
this?
Why this? Well, my background is in counseling. So I had to disappoint my mom very early on. She wanted me to be a doctor. And I did an internship on a cardiac floor. And I saw that people were experiencing that stay there very differently. Some people would get very sad, even though they were about to go home. And other people were in a good place, even though everyone knew this person's not walking out of the hospital. And so very quickly, I became interested in what makes the difference in the quality of life in people. What is that? Because it's clearly not what's happening necessarily, something else. So I became interested in psychology. What drives us? How does our thinking impact how we're experiencing life and what's possible? And so in 2009, I pivoted from counseling and from therapy into coaching. What I liked about that is that the counseling and therapy was so powerful. in helping people heal. And what I loved about the coaching is not just the healing part, but the people who say, okay, I have the insight, but help me get there. So when I work with a client, it's not just getting the insights, but then we set up strategies, we work together, we're a team. And that's the part that I so enjoy about the coaching, because it's not just the one session, it's the whole process of getting somebody, helping them take those insights. I always say, it's great to have the insight, but now you have to plug it into your life. And with coaching, I'm able to do that. And so that's the part that I really just find transformative and enjoy so much.
I suppose it's the part where you can influence the action and make sure that things are being put in place, because we're humans, unfortunately. Unlike our dogs or our cat, who you say sit or out, they just do it. Humans go, oh, but what if?
Yeah.
And I suppose having you there, knowing that they're going to have to speak to you at some stage, keeps them on track. Fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
What are some of the challenges that you've had with the business? Because obviously, once upon a time you were starting. What were some of the challenges that you've had to get to where you are now?
One of the things that I see, and I see this a lot with people, especially in the service industry, in the coaching and the mindfulness, and when people are purpose driven, is and that's something I can relate. When I first started my business, is going too broad. Is having such a big filter and having that, I'm going to say it's a fear mindset, and we don't realize it in the beginning, thinking that if I don't go broad, well, I'm going to miss out. And so I remember right when I finished my coaching degree, and I thought, okay, well, I can service everyone. And in fact, that's, for most things, that's true. I've had the privilege of working with CEOs of STEM companies. I've worked with couples. And when you're going out into the world with your business, specific is terrific. If you can be very specific about what it is that you're able to help create, it's a much more sustainable. It's a lot more easy to market yourself, and it's less exhausting. So that was something that was a challenge for me. Yeah. And now when I'm helping somebody grow their business, and they tell me, well, I can do it all. And I said, well, I know you can. And, what's the one sliver, that you want to start with, because you can grow on it. And then usually people come back and, oh my goodness, it's such a relief, because now I know this is it. And I'm having more clients that way. So that was a challenge I had when I started, and certainly something that I see a lot of people have.
How long did it take you from them, how long did it take you to get specific? I mean, what was the kind? Do you know the time scale or?
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to say at least the first 4 years, I kept pivoting also. I thought, well, it's this. Okay, it's probably this. No, it's probably that. It's probably this.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it was a beautiful journey, because, I got to work with a lot of people. I worked with clients, and I've always worked remotely. I've never just worked with clients locally. So my clients have been in Europe and in Asia, in South Africa, in the United States. So I've loved my journey. For the business part of it and for the business growth, it would have been faster if I didn't spend those first 4 years just trying things out. So I'm not going to say it was a loss, but in terms of business growth, I think that could have been faster the first 4 years.
I mean, I liken the journey. I mean, there's an analogy I use, and I say to people, you can go to America. You can hire a private jet. You're going to get there in an hour. It'll be nice and quick, but you ain't really going to see anything. You could go on a jumbo jet. Yeah, it's a bit slower, but you still aren't going to see anything. But if you was to row a boat, they used to get a little boat or hire a little dinghy or fishing boat, and you had to go across. You're going to experience so much of that journey. You're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to be at one with nature. You're going to see wildlife. The enrichment that you get from that journey, though, is so much more than if you got there really quickly. So I always say to people, enjoy the ride. Yes, it's going to have ups, it's going to have downs, but hey, that's just life.
Absolutely. That's why I didn't miss anything the first 4 years. I didn't miss anything. But somebody that is dedicated and says, my business needs to grow really fast because I want to leave my job, or I want to quit my corporate life. that's something to keep in mind. And the journey, I'm with you. If you can't enjoy the journey, and if you can't lean in and row the dinghy from time, now it's nice to be on that jet from time to time too. So it's that combination.
Oh my gosh, a big wave. Oh, look. Yeah. Okay, it's a great time for us to talk about this freebie that one lucky person. One lucky person can have, but only if they've got to this point. So we're going to use the hashtag discover. So if you're interested, Nicoletta, please tell us what they can win.
Yes. So this is what they can win. When a business owner comes to me, or somebody thinking about stepping into entrepreneurship, they have so many thoughts, so many things, and it can be just overwhelming. So I would love to offer one person a 45-minute discovery session, completely complimentary, not a sales call, actual discovery session for their business, to get clarity, to get specific, to have some actionable items so that they can grow their business a little bit faster, to really help them launch faster so that they don't have to miss out on those 4 years of business growth. So I'm very happy to share that with one lucky person.
Oh my gosh, someone is going to be very lucky. Right, okay. That's I might even put that hashtag in myself, actually, just to have some more time with you. Oh, fantastic. Right. My favorite question, actually. Tell us one thing about you that not many people know.
Not many people know. Well, I enjoy experience. I am all about the journey. And so while I enjoy travel and adventure, one of the coolest things I've done is I've walked across a bed of coals. I've done fire walking.
What?
So that's something that not a lot of people know. And it was an opportunity that presented itself. And I thought, all right, let me give it a go. So that's something that not too many people know. Everybody knows now.
Did you record? Was it recorded? Did you get it recorded?
Oh, no, it was one of those moments that just came up and I said, okay, I'm in. I mean, it's been around for a long time. I thought, well, how hard can it be? So I just leaned into it.
Remind me never to be standing next to you if someone's offering a free bungee jump. Oh, yeah, I'm in. Yeah. Being a gentleman, I'll be like, oh, God, I'm going to have to do it with you on. Yes,
and I would be like, hey, let's do this together. So there's no getting out of it.
Exactly. So, yeah. So if someone was looking to start a business today, and I think you've kind of alluded to it already, what 3 bits of advice would you give them to kind of get them off to that quicker start, a little bit more direction? What would you?
Yeah. So one bit is for sure getting the bigger picture, but chunking it down. People get stressed and overwhelmed really for 2 reasons, because they're chunking it too big or they're chunking it too small. So really, really step back and think about, what are the pieces and how are they going to get me there? I would also say, don't do it alone. We drive a car. We didn't invent the wheels. And when people start their business, I often find that that they feel like they have to do it all by themselves. Oh, I've got this. And I ask, why do you think you have to do this by yourself? And they say, well, I was really successful in corporate. I was really successful. And I said, but you're starting a business. This is so different. So don't do it yourself. Find a mentor, find somebody who's walked your path before and get help from them. And the third thing for sure is focus on the mindset, not just on the doing. This is one of the most important things. Really, truly successful people know how important growing yourself is. And I always say, grow yourself from the inside out. You miss opportunities when fear is making decisions. We miss opportunities when we have limiting beliefs. So, the third piece is always, regardless of where you are in your business, maybe you already started and it's already successful, but you've hit that ceiling. Instead of focusing on more doingness, focus on the inside first, and you'll be amazed at what all of a sudden becomes available to you. So those are the 3 things that I think are so important when you're starting a business and you're growing a business.
Wow. Very powerful. So guys, you heard it for yourself. This lady's awesome. That's an American word. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, if you want to be in the chance of winning the 45-minute discovery session with Nicoletta, I love saying your name, Nicoletta.
Oh, thank you.
Where you're going to get clarity, you're going to get specificity. I can't even say it.
That's the thing.
Specificity. Oh, you know what I mean. Basically, you're going to get help to move past some of those mental obstacles which are maybe stopping you from taking a chance on yourself. That's what it is. Take a chance on yourself. Then all you've got to do is do #discover. And when I go back through this post later on, I will pull them all out and I'll do a little draw. We'll go from there. Nicoletta, when you have 5 minutes, if you can go back to this video and drop all of your links.
I will happily do that.
Everything you do. So anybody who wants to reach out to you at a later date can just ping on there and check you out and then come into your ecosystem and then go from there. Before we go, is there anything that the people watching can do to help you?
Well, I'm always looking for speaking opportunities. I just gave a keynote last night. So if anyone watching is saying, you know what, I'd love to have a speaker bring a different perspective, bring some inspiration, motivation, and some insights, this would be amazing. So if somebody's listening to this and is looking for a presenter, they can just let me know. That would be amazing. I
will keep my ear very close to the ground. I do see them spring up from time to time. I need to stick my hand a bit more, actually. But I'll start tagging you in stuff. You'll be like, oh my God, he's tagged me again. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Nicoletta, thank you so much. We'll have a quick debrief afterwards. People watching, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, if you do #discover, you will be in with a chance of winning a 45-minute discovery session with Nicoletta. If you don't do it, then I will do it myself. So you better move quick. Thank you very much. You can join me again next week. I'm not sure who I've got next week, but we have got somebody. And Nicoletta, we'll catch up on the other side. And see you all later, guys.